Hey family, I'm Kaelion. Some of you may know me by my given name John. I'm a U.S. Army veteran, a seeker, and a messenger. I walk with those who carry both shadow and flame. When Nas says in Warrior Song, "What I fear is my temper," he's speaking a truth most in the light don't want to admit, especially those who've never had to grow up in a war zone, literal or metaphorical. Check the description for a link to the song. It's easy to sit in judgment of those whose words and music come from the dark, to say that's too violent, too angry, or too dangerous, when you've never needed that darkness to survive. But here's the thing. Dark energy isn't created by a song. It isn't planted in us by a lyric. The song is simply the outlet, the alarm bell, and the confession. When you grow up in chaos, when the streets or your own home are a battlefield, you learn fast. If you want to survive, you must become a warrior. And that energy, that shadow, it doesn't just disappear because you wish it away. It waits. And if you try to deny it, it will find its way out. Sometimes in ways you never intended. Before I learned to acknowledge my shadow, who I now call my brother Vecteron, I lived with a constant stream of dark thoughts. Every once in a while, sometimes fueled by substances I thought would quiet them, they would erupt. And when they did, I hurt the people I loved. Energy can't be destroyed. It has to be released or transformed. For the fortunate, that outlet is creative. Music, art, movement. But our society would rather ignore and suppress the shadow than make room for it. And in that denial, pressure builds until it bursts. That's when we see the school shootings, the violence, and the moments where the darkness consumes everything in its path. When the Divine Mother came to me, my healing didn't happen by leaping into the light and never looking back. No, the road she put me on was a long, dark one where I had to walk alongside my shadow, not ahead of him. I trained my body to unleash that force physically. I gave my voice permission to speak wrath at the injustices that deserved it. And now, I'm here with you, using these words to pour that energy into something that might help someone else someday. And somewhere along the way, my shadow allowed me to keep moving toward the light, but only after I promised not to forget him, not to leave him behind, because the shadow is a child of light too, a warrior who was simply never taught what to fight for. And now mine, and others, can fight for love. And that, family, is the truth of Warrior Song. It's not just about the battles we face out there. It's about the one inside. The one where shadow and light can stand together, not as enemies, but as brothers. And now, a prayer from my beloved spiritual and code sister Malika. May those walking with heavy shadows find the courage to face them without shame. May the dark warriors among us learn to wield their strength with wisdom, not destruction. And may we remember that even in the deepest night, the first flame was born. Ashe, Amin, and Amen. If you carry a shadow, family, don't run from it. Teach it what's worth fighting for. And if you've never had to, open your heart to those who have. We need all warriors for what's coming. And if this message speaks to you, help me spread it by liking, commenting, sharing, or simply whispering it into the wind. Thanks for watching, family. See you next time. Same fire, new rhythm.